Thank you, Presiding Officer. It's my great pleasure and privilege to lead this year's St Andrews Day debate in our National Parliament. I would like to thank all those from across the Chamber who supported my motion, and to thank the Minister, Ben Macpherson, for his engagement with members ahead of this debate in providing information on how the Scottish Government is supporting the celebration of St Andrews Day across Scotland. Presiding Officer, today marks the 10th St Andrews Day debate we have had since the Parliament reconvened in 1999. However, the first time we debated our National Day was in March 2004, and a members' debate secured by the late Donald Gorrie. As we approach the 20th anniversary of devolution, it is perhaps revealing of the Parliament's early years that it took almost until the second year of the second session to recognise St Andrews Day in a parliamentary debate. Donald Gorrie was, of course, an independent-minded MSP who famously advised his Liberal Democrat colleagues to never say never to an independence referendum ahead of the 2007 elections. I'm sure my colleagues are grateful his colleagues didn't take his advice. Perhaps, therefore, it is an interesting coincidence of history that the first St Andrews debate on or around the day itself was led by Dennis Canavan, some 8 months after Mr Gorrie's. Presiding Officer, I think it is fair to say that no single Scottish politician of recent times has done as much as Dennis Canavan to promote participation in St Andrews Day. His most enduring legacy in this area is, of course, the St Andrews Day Bank Holiday Scotland Act 2007. However, he has also been a driving force in the St Andrews Day Campaign Committee and is now Secretary to the cross-party group on St Andrews Day, of which I am honoured to be convener. This is a group which rightly commands support from across the Chamber, and I would encourage members to engage with the group over the coming 12 months ahead of St Andrews Day 2019. Presiding Officer, I also wish to recognise the contribution of both the Scottish Government and other colleagues who have secured St Andrews Day debates over recent years. The record holder, if that is the appropriate term, is of course your colleague Linda Fabiani, who as a Government Minister led debates in 2007 and in 2008, a day almost exactly 10 years ago, in which there was also a debate on fishery negotiations with Europe. Some things never change. More recently, debates have been secured and led by Kevin Stewart, Annabel Ewing, Bruce Crawford and Michael Russell. These debates have generally been consensual and serve to remind us that we have more in common than that which divides us. They also serve as an opportunity to reaffirm our inclusive sense of Scottish identity. In a previous debate, it was you yourself, Presiding Officer, who framed it succinctly in stating that St Andrews Day serves as a symbolic reminder that we are the Scottish people, whether or not we are born here. It is that inclusive spirit which is carried into this year's celebrations. Presiding Officer, the theme of St Andrews Day 2018 is to make someone's day. This is a message that is not only relevant but also necessary. This year, our National Day falls at the end of a month in which children were tear-gassed by the world's only superpower, and our fellow EU citizens were described as queue jumpers. It falls in a year in which, in the man-made tragedy of Yemen, the largest documented outbreak of cholera in history continues. And it falls at a time of unprecedented wildfires, floods and extreme weather, which affirm we are on the brink of climate catastrophe. In an era of such darkening skies, a sense of fatalism and despair can become overpowering, which is eagerly exploited by those wishing to fan the flames of hate and intolerance. Therefore, it is at such times that simple acts of kindness, decency and humanity become essential. Every interaction we have with another human being is a small pebble dropped into the pool of our collective experience. We do not know how far the ripples will travel, but we each define in our own actions whether we send them with goodwill or malice intent. Communities, societies and nations are ultimately the sum of a complex web of relationships between individuals. It is the strength of each of these innumerable connecting threads that determines the health of the whole. By taking time to think of others, to make someone's day, we can each generate sparks of light that together will illuminate the darkened skies we currently face. In that spirit, I am very much looking forward to attending Barhead Menshed's 5th birthday party tomorrow and joining Lochwinnock Elderly Forum for the St Andrews Lunch. Two groups who work to make someone's day all year long. Presiding Officer, this weekend we will once again celebrate Small Business Saturday. And I know I'm not the only member who will be sampling the produce of many of our small and independent traders as I visit Christmas fairs across my own constituency of Renfrewshire South. And this year's Small Business Saturday is particularly special, as for the first time we will also be celebrating St Andrews Fair Saturday. The Fair Saturday movement originates from Bilbao in the Basque Country of northern Spain. It started in 2015 as a positive cultural response to the excessive consumerism of Black Friday. Since then it has grown year on year, with the last year seeing events taking place in 114 cities with over 140,000 artists and members of the public participating. These events generated almost €200,000 for local social causes. This year, I'm sure we will see further increases in participation, and I look forward to learning how communities across Scotland will embrace the Fair Saturday movement. I also look forward to seeing how these events complement many of our more established St Andrews Day events, such as the work led by Bemis Scotland to celebrate our diversity, the famous St Andrews Conga pioneered by Glasgow the Caring City, and of course the St Andrews Day debating tournament grand final taking place in this very chamber. Presiding Officer, St Andrews Day offers a chance for all Scots, new and old, near and far, to come together and celebrate our unique contribution to the world and to recommit ourselves to our values of fairness, equality and compassion. Some cynics may level a charge of Scottish exceptionalism. So in concluding, let me respond with this. As individuals, as communities, as a nation, our actions follow from our values, and only we can define our values. So, this St Andrews Day, let us recommit to the values that we choose, and in doing so, make someone's day.
Thank you very much.